Liam, 24 points, that's the points in that second half, 3 wins on the bounce, means with 4 points the safety, but also 4 points from the playoffs. It's a funny old game of the league, isn't it?
Yeah, it can all change in a couple of weeks, can't it? And has done in a positive way for us recently, and obviously we hope that continues.
We start that second half really well with Ben Tibbs' try. Barrow went down to 11. It's slightly frustrated that we didn't really kick on in the fashion that we could have done, really.
No, I'm happy to win the game. I think games go like that from time to time. We've had 2 good wins. We're never going to be smooth sailing to go 3, or even next week with 4. All the other teams in this division are capable of challenging you. Barrow are no different. Probably one of the most resilient teams in the competition, and they showed that today. So happy to get the win. I'm sure. I know there were plenty of things that we could have got better especially when they were down to 11. But I think sometimes you get a little bit excited and we got a bit erratic, but during that period of being erratic we defended pretty tough. Like you say, we didn't concede any points. We did a bit more defending than we would have liked to do, but we didn't concede any points either.
Is that the most pleasing part of it then, you think, that we didn't concede those points like
we
have done before?
Yeah, definitely. Look, what did we concede? 12 points.
Yeah.
We conceded a try off an intercept, which obviously it were I won't say lucky. The defender put himself in a position to stop the break. But if that goes the other way, we score at the other end, and then we concede off a couple of offloads just before half time, off the back of making, I think, 6 errors in a row. And when you're asking for trouble, if you make 6 errors in a row, and we got trouble, and we ended up 14-12 at half time. But second half defended tough, didn't play overly great with the ball, but we looked like we had enough. It's just obviously when you ain't got loads of points on the board, it never gets comfortable.
Don't usually talk about individuals in these interviews, but Adam Tangata got man of the match today. After last week, what you're saying about the senior players taking leadership on, how impressed were you by his performance today? Yeah,
Ads has been really good all year. He's, Bob as well, Jacob Fairbank, before he got suspended, we were asking him as sort of very senior players to do massive minutes and carry the pack. With not a lot of support around them really. I think in the last month they've had that support from Kevin Leroy. You could throw into that mix as well, by the way. The last month they've had a bit more support from a few younger bodies that they've got that energy and enthusiasm, and we've got Tom back in the mix as well, who's tough through the middle. But Adzi showed today in one performance how important it's been. I thought his leadership over the last month has been outstanding, and his performance today was similar.
Adam O'Brien came back into the side as well, so we had 3 hookers as on theirs with Corey Johnson's loose forward. What was thinking behind that? Was it a bit more mobile pack or a bit more ball handling on there?
Yeah, there were a bit of a few reasons for it. Obviously Ben Littlewood got called back to Leeds this week. Bob was still suspended, but at the same time we knew it was going to be a scorching hot day, and we needed some support for those big middles like Adzi, Keelan, Clement Boyer and Kev. So the plan was always to have 2 smaller middles on, and I include Joe Hurd in that, so to speak. I know he's not a smaller sort of prop, but younger, a little bit more effervescent and enthusiastic and energy wise. So the plan was always to have 2 of those on the field at all times, and have that little bit of zip and sort of defensive clean up around the middle on the field due to the heat.
Speaking of another young forward, Keelan Foster made his debut for his hometown club today. How did he go on, do you think?
Yeah, good. I thought Keelan's a little bit different to what we've got. Again, he's another lad who's young for a prop, just about coming of age, I would say, at 23, 24. Just needs to get some minutes under his belt with us and how we play, and some training time and some time under John Kelly, our S&C, and get himself into the sort of shape that we want him in. But I thought today he saw in his 2 stints what he can do for us in terms of carrying the ball, being a big body to get his nose through the line and make 3 or 4 people defend him, and they worked hard defensively, and I think the more he plays and the more he trains with us, the better he'll get.
Next week, Swinton away. I said at the start of the interview, with 3 on the bounce now. Does that give us the best opportunity to go and win what is a really crucial game in the context of our season?
Yeah, we're saying the same thing every week, aren't we? Yeah. They get more important every week, regardless of what happens in the week before for different reasons, and I think we need to prepare for a good Swinton team who are a really good team at home. It is a notoriously difficult and different place to go. Split, it's a bit different to what you normally get at the Championship. You split over a couple of dressing rooms, and so it's a bit bizarre, but mixing between toilets and stuff like that with the opposition. So rugby union ground, it's a little bit different, but it's just something that we need to make sure we get right in our preparation and we get our performance right. And if we get our performance right, we'll get the result we deserve.